So everyone, and welcome to Chernobyl. But before I talk about these impossible spoilers, here's an artist promotion right here. So please be sure to check out Yonrei for more amazing art. Links are definitely linked below as fun links to this reaction video. And I know people might be wondering a little bit like, what? This is a bit different from my usual content, but it is something I've been wanting to watch for a long time, as I knew about this at least, and I've been also, people mentioned that I should check this out. And it's obviously an show based on, and well, it is about the very serious Chernobyl accident, disaster, which caused an where an nuclear reactor exploded, the core exploded, pumping radiation right up into the sky, and yeah, it was an horrendous accident that happened. And seeing how this, I must say, this was really well done. Seemingly with the music, the atmosphere, and the feeling, like you're just feeling, oh god, this is awful. Holy crap. And not to mention that seeing like characters like Jatlov and his bosses. I mean, sure, Jatlov is definitely like, holy shit, what an unlikable ass he is. But at the same time, the way he acted, he's not the only one at fault, in my opinion. It's those two other bosses and, well, the other people, you know, that is like, yeah, you know, it's not that bad. And they absolutely refuse to accept that something wrong could have happened. And that kind of mindset is so insanely dangerous. You know? Seriously. Like, yeah, this plane, it could never be anything wrong with that. Well, they say that about the Titanic, and see what happened with that. It was supposed to be unsinkable. And that is the worst thing, when these things do eventually happen, that there are lots of people that, generally often the people that have nothing to do with it, that get to pay the price for it. You know, like how the workers there, and the firemen, the firefighters, and the doctors, and the people in the entire Pripyat and all of that. And not only that, because the nuclear waste spread by this was covering large parts of Europe. Even it even came to Sweden. So it was huge effect, and long after the explosion and the radiation happened, all that. So it's a very gruesome, but also in a way educational, because it shows, like, first of all, bosses sucks, bad equipment sucks, and we need, I mean, if someone never, oh god, I just really hate when this dude is, well, not only this dude, but all of them, like, person of person, but there is no reactor core. Well, it's impossible, it couldn't explode, that is impossible. And I'm like, oh god. They're, and that is the thing, I don't know if they do that maliciously, like they believing, like, you know, they know that is much worse, they just want to play it down, or if they are so extremely ignorant, dumbass confident, like, yeah, it can't happen, you know, that they're having this mentality like, no, it's impossible for this to happen, there's something else, it can't be this very thing, it can't, and that is just, oh gosh, it is really, really, it's just gruesome. And I just hate the very fact that we're getting all of this, seeing how they really pushing down the workers. And that's the worst thing, like, don't be like that. Now I don't own a factory or people that works for me or anything, but shitting down on these people, it's absolutely the worst thing to do in any way and regard, because they do what they can, and then some, like a disaster like this, and no one listen on them. You know what? And then, like, as we get explained, how they literally made Jatlov the scapegoat for the entire thing, and he by no means was innocent. The way he dealt with it was fucking horrendous. But it's obvious that he was not the only one. You know, the other, you know, in the committee and all that, definitely didn't do this better either. But as long as they can come out clean, everything is fine. Blame that guy instead. He's just a random worker. No one cares about him. You know, that it's awful to see, and it is nothing about like, oh, Russia is so bad. I mean, sure, they definitely have their bad things, but that is part in many nations. You say Europe, everywhere, and seeing how it's just sad to see how insane, how so many people it affected. You know, it's, oh god, I'm gonna see how. Wait, fuck the site. Oh well, whatever. I had the site where I was reading about the Chernobyl disaster while I was watching the movie and all of that. But it is showing that it is so dangerous and need to be handled with care. You know, that is that. Oh god. It is the reason why I really don't like capitalism and you know, generally when it comes to all of this with big corporation, all that, because generally they will always try to be, you know, oh, you don't need that good equipment, here, have some shitty one, and then something happens really bad, and then they're like putting the blame on the workers instead, like, yeah, you never said anything, and then the workers like, oh, that sucks. And in a way, it feels kind of crazy. Well, ironic comparing with what we have now with Corona and all of that. It's like, man, it is under disasters like this that you really get to know people, the good from the bad, if the state is thinking on you or not, or what they are trying to hide. It is, oh god, that is awful. But well, I will be back next Sunday, well, Saturday rather, with more Chernobyl. If people are interested, if not, I might pick something else. But I think this I mean, it's really interesting to watch, even if it's, oh god, it feels bad to watch. But I will be back though, so thank you for watching. Take care and beware. Don't go where near radiation.